Is having an easy life beneficial or detrimental? Hello, and today's Weekend Insight is mainly going to be about that. It is going to be about, first and foremost, when living an easy life, are we coming at it from a victim perspective or a victor perspective? And then it's going to be on what scripture card will best help us, you know, live a better life. Because if you think about it, having a super easy life where we have all the amenities that we need, we aren't actually learning anything as a soul. And so I am of the belief that we are coming down here to learn lessons and to grow and expand as souls. And if we are not doing that, I don't really think we are gaining our spot in heaven. That was not a question. We are not gaining our spot in heaven. Okay, it is usually, all right, the ones who have a more harder life are going to have an easier entry into heaven is what I think. All right, because they've actually learned the other side. They've learned how to deal and accept and live with the other side of the coin. It's not just their perspective that they understand. It is the perspective of all, or at least the opposite, their opposite. You know what I mean? So what I want to know is, are we approaching this week from a perspective of a victim or a victor in regards to, you know, in regards to, let me just make sure I've got it right, in regards to actually living an easy life or actually experiencing some hardship and, understanding other people's perspective in the process. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my viewers, please come forward and share what perspective are we approaching this week from. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message in regards to my viewers, in regards to how we are approaching this week. Well, there we have it. Victim. All right. For those who want to try and live the easy life and not have any hardships, I feel like they are living the harder life. What I mean to say about that is I am from the belief that there has been a distinction between heaven and hell, all right, and earth is right in the middle, right? So because heaven is all good and there's nothing bad, but hell is all bad and not good, and the earth is in the middle, which means that it's like heaven and hell at the same time. So you get to choose which school you subscribe to. Here is like a learning ground. Okay? What do I mean by that? What I mean is that you get to choose which one you subscribe to and which one you'll most probably go into. And if you want to go to heaven, you're going to have to change specific things that you're currently doing because they're more indicative of you going to hell, or vice versa. It's your decision. Where you want to go is where you want to go. But what this is telling me is that the individuals who feel like, all right, they want the easy life, it's not going to be handed to them on this plane of existence. Well, won't necessarily have the easier afterlife because they had it easy here. Nah. You need to go through the hardships and decide to go towards the right path, because that is what is going to show that you are really, really good and that you are worthy of going to heaven. So you can't just expect miracles and then just have them pop up, right? You need to put in the work, the prior work to get those miracles. Okay? and to put in the hours, and to put in the work, and to put in the blood, sweat, and tears necessary to achieve what it is you want. You know, taking the easy route will not actually get you to where you want to go. Like, people who are at the top of their game are there probably because they had to do specific things to get there, and due to the fact that they are where they are, they have gained some skills on the way there. So, in regards to feeling like the victim, because what you want is not happening fast enough, but in actuality you need to go through that to get to where you want to get to on this plane of existence. So what I want to know, okay, is what scripture card will actually help individuals who are trying to live the easy life actually live to live the comfortable life is better. What scripture card would actually help the individuals who want to live the comfortable life get to where they actually want to get to? Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message. For my viewers, what scripture card is actually going to help people live the comfortable life they want? Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my viewers, please come forward and share. And we got a follower pointing towards the right, which would indicate that this is coming in quickly. So if you do this, you will be able to quickly understand what to do in order to live a easier life down on this plane of existence. So this card is Romans book 14 verse 1, okay, which says, accept the one whose faith is weak, without quarreling over disputable matters. So the best way to have an easier life down here is to be understanding of the fact that there are people that aren't necessarily as strong-willed as you, and due to that they might possibly take the easier route out, but that is their choice and you have nothing that you can do on it. Like, this 3D 5D split is definitely happening. The only difference is that it's gonna take the 3Ders longer to get to 5D. That's just it. It's not that people are gonna be left behind. It's just that, just like, you know, if you if you need to redo a grade, doesn't mean that the only way you are going to not graduate like school is if you actually flunk out. But if you stay in and do the work necessary and put in the man time and put in the man hours and study hard and all those things, you will get to 5D. It might just take you a smidge longer, but you will get to 5D. It's just depending on how long it'll take you to learn the lessons necessary to get to 5D, to graduate to 5D. That's all there is. So, what I want you guys to think about is, can you accept that there are people on different levels, and do you accept them as they are? Faults and all? That is what I want you to ponder. So, ponder that.